A Magical History Tour, hosted by Gillian Lomax. One of the greatest tours you'll ever want to take. Goes through Hollywood, goes to all the areas that the Beatles visited while they were in Los Angeles, also on John Lennon's Magical Weekend, and you don't want to miss the Magical History Tour. It's a great tour. If you're a Beatles fan, you're a fan of John Lennon, you don't want to miss it. Gillian Lomax, greatest host. Don't miss it, A Magical History Tour.
I'm here to tell you that there's no one better to take a magical history tour of Beatles LA than Gillian Lomax. I've never met anyone who knows more about the Beatles and their history here in Los Angeles, and it's a big history, and a long history, and a wonderful history. Gillian Lomax is not only an expert, but she's a phenomenon when it comes to the Beatles. Plus, she's got a great personality, and she's very expressive and verbose. You will never find anything better in the annals of Beatles history than Gillian Lomax's brain. And it's all stuffed in there and it's waiting to come out, so you have to take the tour. It's an exciting 3 hours. I recommend it to anybody. Animals, vegetables, minerals, and aliens. If an alien came to LA, I would highly recommend taking the tour. It's probably on the Intergalactic Alien Tourist Guide list.
I had the opportunity of taking the Magical History Tour with Gillian, and I was brought as a guest. I'm a native Californian, thought I knew everything that there was to see in LA until, you know, I met with some great Beatles fans that know way more than I do. So we had the opportunity to go around to all these different great spots in Los Angeles that I probably passed a million times and didn't even know the history that followed them. So I really enjoyed my time and would absolutely recommend anybody that's a Beatles fan and being a native Californian or otherwise, just go on the tour and you'll really enjoy yourself.
Hi, I'm Curtis Armstrong, a Beatles fan. Possibly you're a Beatles fan too. I'd like to talk to you about Gillian Lomax's Magical History Tour, a Beatles tour of Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Many people don't associate the Beatles with Los Angeles, but the truth is the Beatles spent as much time here, both as a group and as individuals, as they did almost anywhere in the world but England. Gillian Lomax knows where all the bodies are buried. She knows where all of the places are where the Beatles lived, where they had significant events in their careers and lives, and she's willing to share them with you. As a Beatles fan, I can't wait to see this tour, and I recommend that you check out Gillian Lomax, the Magical History Tour of the Beatles Los Angeles. Enjoy.
And I went on Gillian's Magical History Tour here in Los Angeles, and I recommend it for any great Beatles fan. I just learned a lot of things that I had no clue about, and it was just a lot of fun, and Gillian's a lot of fun. And if you want something great to do in Los Angeles and you're tired of the same old club scene or going to the beach or whatever, you need to go to Gillian's Magical History Tour. I highly recommend it.
We recommend Gillian Lomax's Los Angeles Beatles Tour. A lot of Beatles history here. I know George even wrote a song based in LA called Blue Jay Way. John had his Lost Weekend here. Paul and Ringo spent a lot of time here, and she takes you to all the right spots, all related to Beatles history. Gillian knows her stuff.
Hi everybody, this is Pat Matthews of Beatles-orama. Of course, Gillian Lomax does the news here for us at the station, but she also has a tremendous tour of all the places where the Beatles partied and where they lived and where they hung out, and it's called the Magical History Tour. And if you're going to be in Los Angeles at any time in the near future, I strongly urge you to take that tour with Gillian. You'll love it.
I've taken Gillian Lomax's A Magical History Tour, and I think it's not just essential for anyone who's into the Beatles, but anyone who wants to know about music history in Los Angeles. It's unbelievable, and what I liked even more was that while she was driving, and while you were passing locations, and while she was telling you about Beatle history, music coincided exactly with that part of the tour. It was amazing. If you're into the Beatles, or if you just want to know about music in Los Angeles, this is the tour for you.
Hej, jag heter Linda och jag är från Malmö i Sverige. Jag älskar Beatles och jag har hört om den här touren så många gånger. Och nu bestämde jag mig äntligen för att komma hit och den var så himla bra. Hi, my name is Linda and I'm from Malmö in Sweden. I love the Beatles and I heard about this tour for so long and I finally decided to go and it was awesome.